2025, the wait is finally over, and Nigeria's biggest convergence of young AI talent is finally here. And right now, the world-class Tayo Adeniran or year at the University of Lagos is alive with ideas, energy, and the next generation of innovators. Over 32,000 learners started this incredible journey, but only 150 of the brightest minds earned their place at this fully funded elite AI experience. Follow every moment, every breakthrough, and every story unfolding at this year's groundbreaking Artificial Intelligence Bootcamp.
AI cannot do critical thinking for you. Where you come into play is your ability to think outside of the box, think critically. Say, there's so much talent, there's so much resources that lie in each of you. You just need to understand it. You unleash the creativity in you.
As you start working on this journey, you got to start thinking Africa, local data, locally trained models, local language is very, very important.
How can people like you and I use it? But not just people like you and I. How can the market woman use AI? How can the bus conductor, the bus driver use AI? When maps came in, Google Maps, for example, came in, we stopped asking Okada men to direct us to where we're going to. That's how I think about AI as well, right? Connector piece is building that use case and the research in academia, validating with the startup space, integrating that to corporates so that they integrate to the established traditional institutions and they fund it, and then the government set the guardrails.
I actually want to know how we can actually contain this bias aspect of AI and also create something quite great for Nigeria and Africa.
Do you have any strategy that can give us the idea to venture into assisting to alleviate that issue?
The following are sensors characteristics except solar resolution.
AI can become a catalyst for equity, access, and participation, provided we act with intention and responsibility.
How do we build an AI solution that leverages weather data, which is an open source on its own, to predict when they can plant those crops that they plant every year? And government can leverage on that as well to know when to provide support to people.
Understanding what is happening to people when it comes to their learning journey, when it comes to their education, when it comes to learning outcomes, anything that does not leave people behind, particularly when it comes to education and learning, it's a great win for any nation.
Right from the womb, we know what you are thinking, we know how you feel, we know how this ought to be. Though our voice may not want to be heard, but a woman will take it into the algorithm that she's trying to build. That is why you see that when you find women in AI, when you find women in healthcare, when you find women in education, when you find women in agriculture, you see them performing.
I know the original question is, what do people get? Women have capability to, to be meticulous, to look at things. And I have a personal agenda towards importing your skills in a way that is useful and in a way that is well paid. I want you to also be thinking about remuneration and money.
AI for all. AI for all.
We had the development of the national AI strategy for Nigeria, which Meta supported. What I liked about it is that DSN was heavily involved, others were heavily involved. There were organizations that were meant to be representing those communities. So I was on the ethics working group, for instance, and we were talking about issues around inclusion, disability rights. So it's extremely important that in the policy making process that we bring all of those communities to the table that will be impacted by the policies that we're developing.
Data with regards to policy is more like building a foundation before you build the house. If your foundation is faulty, no matter how beautiful your house is out there, it is bound to fail. And so it makes data a very, very critical component to policy making.
Today, I'm going to be delivering this speech on behalf of my principal, Mrs. Noye Ujam. And Noye is very honored on behalf of DSN. She is the Director of Government Affairs, Microsoft West Africa, and also leads our corporate, external, and legal affairs team in Microsoft. This bootcamp here today amplifies our efforts in empowering AI talent in Nigeria, serving as a platform to unite and showcase the ripple effect of our ecosystem building approach.
We need local data, access local data. Data is a major concern. Without making sure that we contribute and we have access to data in Nigeria, you will only be building agentic AI systems believing that data from the West applies to us. And people will begin to have that problem and then begin to ignore AI solutions because they will see it as causing more harm than good.
ChatGPT has made work a lot easier for a lot of us. So you want to craft a message, you probably first go to ChatGPT to type the thing in. So we're using it on a day-to-day basis. As a matter of fact, in Google today, once you type a request into Google, the first thing that it hits is an LLM trying to give you an AI overview, right? You are getting answers a lot quicker. But guess what? You are doing more research now. And with that more research requires more resources. Same thing with applications. Same thing with coding or apps within an organization. The faster you're able to build apps, the more apps will be required of you.
There's no way one person can get things done. So having that collaborative mindset, heartbeat for progress, I think that's what I'll say. If you really want to be able to make a difference, you need to be able to identify people that have shared values. You need to be able to identify what you can do by yourself or within your ecosystem and stakeholders, and also identify what you need, maybe nationally or regionally in Africa and even globally.
Remember, in your transactional system, every entry has a primary key. But when there's an update, that record arrives at your analytical system, that's your data warehouse, with the same primary key, but certain fields are different. But if you have something that works with upserts, what an upsert does is it says insert if this primary key doesn't exist. If it does, update. Okay.
Charity begins at home. When you start, you begin to gather the men together. You understand what I'm saying? Gather them together, gather the boys together. Begin to teach them the skills you've learned and make them better. And research even says that if we're not careful, even though we're doing so much, we might still be leaving even more people, more women, behind, whether they're girls or they're women. And you can see it even we have a lot of things to battle with here.
The workflow, I love to work with frameworks a lot, all right? Because frameworks are like, the steps to doing anything, all right? A framework in Nigeria that is applied in Nigeria will work if it is applied anywhere else in the world, all right? So anytime you're thinking of, as a matter of fact, your machine learning, right? Anything that happens to do with linear regression modeling, in this case, all right, will follow this 6 pattern at the foundation. I don't want to use the word basic because even the advanced models follow the same pattern, all right? So you're going to load and explore your data. So that's the first thing.
You have to be passionate and be consistent with what you do. Some of the things I learned in DSN way back in 2017 were pointers. When I left, I picked up from where I stopped there. So you can't achieve anything if you are not consistent and aggressive with the learning.
AI literacy at primary school level is very important, and embedding here into our trainings. Thank God let's thank DSN. There was a book they did at the time on Python for primary school, something like that. So all those kind of initiatives will help. So how do we get this entrenched in public school? So there's a lot of things happening. We have in Nigeria here a lab where we're looking at AI for education. So there are things we are doing, maybe in the next few months as results start coming out, you'll hear about it.
I need to start looking at understanding the problem we have in Nigeria and being able to prefer solution to it.
Create value. What value are you creating? What problem are you solving?
If you are looking to start building solutions, try to address the local challenges that we have in Nigeria.
Of all these things I'm learning, I should have depth. So I should master the fundamentals.
The biggest AI conference in Africa will be coming to Nigeria next year, called Deep Learning in Daba. And I'm proud to let you know that this is a reflection of the successes that we've recorded together. And that's why the whole global community will be in Nigeria next year, 2026. And for this reason, we're going to be the big host for this event. And some of you will be called upon in one way or the other to contribute in terms of planning, in terms of logistics, and in one way or the other. Let's make history together, be part of this, and most importantly, remember that let the cycle of benevolence continue.
AI is calling you to fulfillment of your purpose, of why you are created at this time, of why you have this opportunity in this room today. There is a reason. It's not just for the fun of it. You need to know your why and hold on to it. Hold on to it with purpose. Hold on to it with the mindset to say, yes, there are challenges, but I am more than enough to overcome it because I'm super.
Rise, never stop, keep learning, keep growing until you are proud of yourself.
I will not stop until I'm proud of myself.
Don't stop until you are proud.
Welcome to Data Science Nigeria Artificial Intelligence Bootcamp 2025. The wait is finally over and Nigeria's biggest convergence of young AI talent is finally here. And right now, the world-class Tayo Adenirogun at the University of Lagos is alive with ideas, energy, and the next generation of innovators. Over 32,000 learners started this incredible journey, but only 150 of the brightest minds earned their place at this fully funded elite AI experience. Follow every moment, every breakthrough, and every story unfolding at this year's groundbreaking Artificial Intelligence Bootcamp.
AI cannot do critical thinking for you. Where you come into play is your ability to think outside of the box, think critically. Say, there's so much talent, there's so much resources that lie in each of you. You just need to understand it. You unleash the creativity in you.
As you start working on this journey, you got to start thinking Africa, local data, locally trained models, local language is very, very important.
How can people like you and I use it? But not just people like you and I. How can the market woman use AI? How can the bus conductor, the bus driver use AI? When maps came in, Google Maps, for example, came in, we stopped asking Okada men to direct us to where we're going to. That's how I think about AI as well, right? Connector piece is building that use case and the research in academia, validating with the startup space, integrating that to corporates so that they integrate to the established traditional institutions and they fund it, and then the government set the guardrails.
I actually want to know how we can actually contain this bias aspect of AI and also create something quite great for Nigeria and Africa.
Do you have any strategy that can give us the idea to venture into assisting to alleviate that issue?
The following are census characteristics except. Solar resolution.
AI can become a catalyst for equity, access, and participation, provided we act with intention and responsibility.
How do we build an AI solution that leverages weather data, which is an open source on its own, to predict when they can plant those crops that they plant every year? And government can leverage on that as well to know when to provide support to people.
Understanding what is happening to people when it comes to their learning journey, when it comes to their education, when it comes to learning outcomes, anything that does not leave people behind, particularly when it comes to education and learning, it's a great win for any nation.
Right from the womb, we know what you are thinking, we know how you feel, we know how this ought to be. Though our voice may not want to be heard, but a woman will take it into the algorithm that she's trying to build. That is why you see that when you find women in AI, when you find women in healthcare, when you find women in education, when you find women in agriculture, you see them performing.
I know the original question is, what do people bear? Women have capability to, to be meticulous, to look at things. And I have a personal agenda towards importing your skills in a way that is useful and in a way that is well paid. I want you to also be thinking about remuneration and money.
AI for all. AI for all.
We had the development of the national AI strategy for Nigeria, which Meta supported. What I liked about it is that DSN was heavily involved, others were heavily involved. There were organizations that were meant to be representing those communities. So I was on the ethics working group, for instance, and we were talking about issues around inclusion, disability rights. So it's extremely important that in the policy making process that we bring all of those communities to the table that will be impacted by the policies that we're developing.
Data with regards to policy is more like building a foundation before you build the house. If your foundation is faulty, no matter how beautiful your house is out there, it is bound to fail. And so it makes data a very, very critical component to policy making.
Today, I'm going to be delivering this speech on behalf of my principal, Mrs. Noye Ujam. And Noye is very honored on behalf of DSN. She is the Director of Government Affairs, Microsoft West Africa, and also leads our corporate, external, and legal affairs team in Microsoft. This bootcamp here today amplifies our efforts in empowering AI talent in Nigeria, serving as a platform to unite and showcase the ripple effect of our ecosystem building approach.
We need local data, access local data. Data is a major concern. Without making sure that we contribute and we have access to data in Nigeria, you will only be building agentic AI systems believing that data from the West applies to us. And people will begin to have that problem and then begin to ignore AI solutions because they will see it as causing more harm than good.
ChatGPT has made work a lot easier for a lot of us. So you want to craft a message, you probably first go to ChatGPT to type the thing in. So we're using it.
Hi everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you're joining from, you're welcome. I believe we're going to be starting shortly. You're welcome. Happy to connect again. You're welcome to the DSN Community End of the Year 2025 Meetup. Yes, let's welcome each other. We're going to be starting shortly. Good. Can everyone hear me? Please kindly signify in the chat room. Let's see if you can hear me. Delhi, let's see your thumbs up. Good, you hear me. Ahmad, yes, awesome. So good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining from. You're welcome to the DSN Community End of the Year Meetup 2025. And the title of this session is Beyond the Now, Building Skills for the Future We Want. And so without taking our time, I'm just going to be kicking off. So I'm here to just welcome us to this session on behalf of the leadership and the management of data science Nigeria. So this is to appreciate the entire team for a year, which I would say has actually shaped us. It has continually contributed to our aim, our vision, and our mission as an organization to raising 1 million artificial intelligence talent. We are glad to be celebrating today with you, amazing community members who are integral and important to our goal as an organization. We are very, very proud, glad, and happy to have you join us today. 2025, in short, has been a year of, like I said, contributing to the goal of the organization. And we are happy that you are integral. You're a very, very strong integral part of it. We've seen the year produce a lot of amazing things. And few of the things to talk about would be the strong part around all of our channels, which continues to grow. Our lovely ambassadors who have continued to carry the DSN vision, the knowledge which has been shared at the community level, which continually reinforces DSN as the point where knowledge can always be shown. Research papers, ideas which has come off the community has continued to show a lot of growth across board. Reiterating or talking about our community at Abuja, who did amazingly well at deep learning in Daba, coming down to some of our strong and top communities, which made it down to the DSN Artificial Intelligence Bootcamp, where we had to crown the Artificial Intelligence School of the Year at DSN Futa. So we've had a very amazing year, and I think it's right for us to celebrate ourselves. And while I'm trying to wrap up here, I would love to want to also close with that very statement issued or said by our lead mentor, also our founder, Dr. Olubayo Adekombi, where he said that we should not stop. It's a charge to all of us that we should not stop. I'm sure for people who were very active throughout the course of the year or who made it out to boot camp, I'm sure you'd be able to help me complete that. You should not stop until what? Until you are very proud of yourself, so in case you didn't make it to the boot camp. So I'm also charging you, as the year is coming to an end, please do not stop. Let's take time to enjoy this day, which is to celebrate us, celebrate the amazing feat, amazing journey that we've had for 2025, and also charging us to say 2026 is coming so strong. And this session promises to unravel all of that. I think without taking our time, I'm just going to be handing over shortly, maybe to my team members. Then I'll come back in the next 30 seconds to talk about who we are at DSN. So let's celebrate and appreciate ourselves for being here. I'll be back in the next 30 seconds. Thank you. Awesome. I'm back. Awesome. I'm seeing the reaction in house. Very, very good. Good. In a short while, I'm just going to be quickly rushing through who we had DSN. So I have a couple of slides to quickly run through. So I won't take our time. So Data Science Nigeria, as we all know, is Africa's leading data science and artificial intelligence organization that's committed to building artificial intelligence talent, developing AI solutions, innovative AI solutions, and high-impact solutions and projects. And we've done this across different sectors, as seen on the screen, ranging from finance, healthcare, education, agriculture, social impact, amongst a whole lot of other things. So just to my right-hand side, those are some of the organizations that we are currently working with, and some we have also worked with them. Good. So our mission as an organization is, like I said earlier, is to raising is our commitment to raising 1 million artificial intelligence talent and building AI solutions that improve the quality of life and well-being of 2 billion people in emerging markets. That's our mission as an organization, and happy to see you being the carrier of the mission. Now, expertise spans across 5 core different areas. So everything we do is centered around these 5 core areas. The first is we are known to develop AI roadmaps for organizations and government agencies. So these have seen us do quite a lot of strategy documentation across for government and non-governmental organizations. Happy to say that we're proud to have co-facilitated, co-developed, and co-delivered the National AI Strategy for the Federal Government of Nigeria as one of the practical things we do at Data Science Nigeria. Then we also develop AI for social good. So we develop AI solutions for social good across the sectors which I had initially spoken to. Then we do a lot around capacity building and workforce development. So speaking about capacity building, and I think one of the key ways to also reiterate this would be the fact that we do a lot of trainings. Yes, trainings. So we do trainings at community level. We do a lot of programs that speaks to skilling as an organization. Then just also we do a lot around language and models development. So we, through our first AI first startup called Equalize AI, which I'm sure a lot of you also are familiar with. So we develop agentic AI solutions to bridge the gaps in current digital and linguistic gaps in Africa, with emphasis on African languages. And the fifth part is AI research and development. So we conduct a lot of cutting-edge research in AI applications for emerging markets, which I'm sure a lot of you also have been fortunate enough to contribute to. One other pillar here, which is embedded under this, is our community. We are very big on community also, and as you are aware, we have community across different regions. These are some of the examples of our projects, our programs, and some of the policy and social good projects that we're currently embarking on, ranging from national AI strategy to our effort in skilling, advanced skilling in artificial intelligence and data science for Google, Pan-African, Pan-Nigerian skilling program for Microsoft. I mean, amongst a lot of others that we're doing, and some that we have also done. Good. So I think just to wrap up this, I also want to talk a little bit about our global validation. So these are some of the products that we've built. And lastly, I think I want to touch or probably take a pause at some of our global validation. So during the course of the year, happy to announce that we've won quite a lot of numerous mentions, awards, of notes, which I'm sure you've also seen in the social media space, would be award at the ICLR, where we won the best didactic paper at ICLR in Singapore. Also, to also reiterate, would also be some of our mentions, where some of our solutions also were recognized. I mean, at quite a lot of several other places. We also got some of our academic papers being recognized and winning, being accepted at NeurIPS. I mean, amongst a lot of other conferences where we have showcased. So this has been a very good year, a very good and wonderful year at start, and I think it's time for us to celebrate ourselves as a proud member of DSN community. So I think we need to celebrate ourselves, as I'll be handing over to the next person to take this up. Can we celebrate ourselves in the chat room? We've had a very amazing year, and it's one thing to say close to ourselves. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Hanu, for that introduction. Okay, please kindly confirm you can hear me. Okay, good. Please, in the chat, I would like us to keep the momentum. Yes, we have drawn great stuff this year. And then I know you are aware that we cannot achieve all of this without you. We cannot achieve all of this without you. And I want every one of us on this call to just celebrate yourself from Kano, Kaduna, Sokoto, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, just to mention but few, even across Africa. If you are here, you want to represent your community, just give a shout out to, to what DSN is doing in democratizing, demystifying, and domesticating the artificial intelligence knowledge. Now, I'm going to be taking you through what's adapting within the community within the year 2025. And I'm very sure you're excited to know it. So good. Let me start by sharing some key numbers. Okay. So, as of today, the total number of community members with AI, that's our AI, the identification number, that's the membership ID, is 48,002. We have 69 community ambassadors across the cities and the campus. We have 45 community mentors. On our Telegram group, we have 16,900 members on our Telegram group. On campus, for campus community, we have 55 campus community, and then we have 6 community adopters. Now, I'm going to be sharing some pictures on how we have democratized knowledge. I'm very sure that some of us here joined our first event for the year, and that is from curiosity to mastery. And we had that this February this year. If you are part of this event, can you just signify in the chat that you are part of this section where Sharon actually did justice to how you can start your journey as a data science engineer. And then we move to our research master classes where we had facilitators who has done great stuff in the research ecosystem and are coming to train us. And then now the free AI classes where we have physical meetups and we have virtual meetups across different tracks. And then within June and September, remember, as we prepare for the bootcamp, we had hackathons for the free diversity, and then the bootcamp, journey began, and then we have a program dedicated to the children that is that focused on the AI for kids. This has been a very great journey for us, and we know we cannot do that, but without everyone on this call. Also, don't forget that we also have other sub-communities that I'm still going to be speaking to in this course of my presentation. Democratizing this knowledge, we have sub-communities, which I'm also going to be speaking to. Also, my colleagues from these sub-communities, we'll be speaking to these communities. And one of it is the geospatial community that holds bi-weekly webinar on our Telegram group. Please, if you're not part of the DSN Telegram community, it's very, very wrong. You need to join my colleagues on the call. We'll be dropping links. So watch out for the links and the QR code to scan and become a member of the DSN Telegram group. So we hold geospatial webinar, bi-weekly webinar on the Telegram group. We also have the ladies in AI that host bi-weekly webinars also on the Telegram group. And then we also have for kids, we have events for every category. In democratizing knowledge, we do not want anything to be a barrier. No, we do not want anything. We don't want age. We don't want social status to be a barrier. Okay, now, also democratizing knowledge, I'm very sure you are aware that we have communities across Nigeria, yes, and even outside Nigeria, that organize, personalized, community-centric trainings, trainings that fit the needs of the community. Apart from what we do at the central, they also organize trainings to fit the needs of the community. And if you have attended none of these trainings, as you can see on the screen, you can just signify in the chat, just write in the chat. So I attended the DLI info section from OAU. I attended this section from EXU, or I attended this session, because I want it to be evidence-based that the community is actually working. So please, I need those responses. Let me check the chat to be sure that all of these responses are coming in, in mass. Good, Cardinal. Okay, good. So now, because of our time, so these are also some of the events that our local communities also had. These are pictures from the communities. Apart from the physical events, trainings that local communities hold, we also have the virtual events and trainings that happens within the local community. Now, this is how we empower children and teenagers with cutting-edge skills, ensuring that the next generation is also prepared to lead African technology future. Good. And now, the AI bootcamp. Please, if you are part of the AI bootcamp, just give me a thumbs up. I need a thumbs up, or just react. Yes, the 2025 AI bootcamp attracted about 35,000 learners, from the Free in Every City, to the hackathons, to the 30 days of learning. The journey was so interesting and fascinating. So it was, and then out of all of this, only the best of the best, 150 finalists made it to the all expense paid bootcamp, where the accommodation, transportation, feeding, and to crown it all, we had experts, from all over the world, different fields, coming to on site to train the best of the best in Nigeria. Okay, good. So these are some pictures from the section, and then the video that we played before starting the session is actually a summary of what happened at the bootcamp. Apart from learning, we also had fun at the bootcamp. I'm very sure that some people here on this call can also testify to it. We had a cultural night and it was interesting. Oh, people spoke about the food, how delicious, and how, okay, I don't want to speak to that again. Okay, good. And then there were award sessions. Yes, award session, different awards were won with different prizes. We had fun session, quiz. The participant had access to facilitator. They could ask questions, and it was so much interesting. Okay, so this is how we also celebrate the International Women's Day celebration. That's the DSN ladies in here reinforcing our commitment and inclusive ecosystem where humans thrive. Okay, good. Now, to democratize the knowledge, we also partner with different organizations to making sure that this knowledge actually reach a wider audience. We participated at the MTN Career Fair, connecting with aspiring professionals and demonstrating our leadership in developing African AI workforce. Now, DSN also contributes to the ecosystem, the AI ecosystem, the community ecosystem, in Nigeria and even outside Nigeria. I'm very sure that you're all aware, even from the video that we watched, that the deep learning in Daba will be hosted here in Nigeria, and then we are going to be hosting it. DSN community will be hosting it. You and I are going to be hosting the deep learning in Daba here in Nigeria. So I'm very sure you're also excited. So this Indaba Hex that we sponsored last year, and this we are going to continue with this. These are commitment to strengthening the continent AI research and innovation community. We're also part of the Art of Technology Lagos 2025, where we led a section for AI for everyone. Yes, AI for everyone workshop, equipping participants with foundational AI skills to unlock new opportunities in the digital economy. Okay, so this is where I'm going to be pausing, and then I'm going to be handing over to my colleague, who is going to be speaking to the ladies in AI. Please, ladies in the house, just get ready. I'm going to be inviting Sarah. Sarah is going to be coming up to speak to the ladies in AI community. Please, I want you to celebrate Sarah. Celebrate Sarah with your favorite emoji. Okay, Sarah, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Tejumola. How are we all doing online? Can I have my ladies in the house? Can you all see me? I want some reactions. Can you all hear me? How would I control it? Okay. So my name is Sarah Peter Deoye, and I'll quickly speak on the DSN ladies in AI community. I know that we know about the DSN community, but I don't know if most of us know about the DSN ladies in AI community, which is a bespoke community for the ladies, particularly for the ladies. And if you know and listen to the mission and vision of DSN, it is to raise 1 million AI talent in 10 years. And this DSN ladies in AI community is to fulfill part of that mission. So our mission in DSN ladies in AI community is to raise 30% female participation. Is that not awesome? 30% female participation out of the 1 million AI talent in 10 years. And we are hitting the target. So what is this community about? What do we do there? We hold monthly webinar series, both on technical and soft skills. Like our lead mentor, Dr. Olubayo Adekombi will say, not only your technical skills will take you there, your soft skills needs to put you or set you aside in the workforce. So that's why we hold all this monthly technical and soft skills training, as you can see on my screen. And we also do spotlight for our winners, where we have every Friday, we have Friday games, where we have fun quiz, and it's a way of us also learning while answering questions. So we answered a lot of questions during these games, and then we have our winners. So this year we had a mentorship session. We had a mentorship program, a 1-month mentorship hands-on session, where we covered 5 technical skills, like the geospatial, machine learning, regression, machine learning classification, and also Power BI and chatbot creation. And we have testimonials on this. So it is a community that brings females together, where we also talk about key discussions on AI in our community. So these are the events we do. And aside from this, we also celebrate key days. Who knows about the International Women's Day that happens every March, and also the International Day of the Girl Child that happens every October? Yes, we celebrate it, and it is part of our mission to preach the gospel of AI to everyone. So what we did this year, we had panelists, we had session on robotics, we had session on products, AI products, and we have wonderful panelists, as you can see on the screen here. For the International Day of the Girl Child, we brought public schools, both public and private schools, to our hub for them to come and experience how it feels to work in an AI organization. And trust me, the testimonies were mind-blowing. So this is what we do in our community. And for our focus in 2026, let me go back. Who is ready for our focus in 2026? Because we are coming bigger. So for our focus in 2026, we are going deeper on our mentorship. So this is me giving you an hint. You should all pay attention and look forward to our mentorship that we'll be having in 2026. And this year we had it, we started with it, but trust me, next year we'll be going bigger and what? Better. We're also going to continue with our hands-on and soft skills training every month hands-on technical training and soft skills training. And trust me, we are not leaving you guys behind. We're going to be having hackathon and project showcases as well. So if you are not in our community, you are what? You are missing. That's just it. Period. So we are also going to have events, focused events, like I made mention of. We had events. We celebrated International Day of the Girl Child. We also celebrated International Women's Day. Yes, you're going to be doing more of that in 2026 as well. And I'm sure that the general community will show you the calendar. So please keep your fingers crossed and check our social media handles for information on all of these activities. So this session would not be complete without you joining our community. So I want you all to bring your phone and scan the QR code on your screen to join our community. Our community is on WhatsApp. Our community is on WhatsApp, and trust me, you don't want to miss out of this goodies that we have. And I forgot to make mention that we also share opportunities on our communities. So opportunities regarding AI trainings, job and the likes. So I believe you would not want to miss this. So without further ado, I'm going straight into the geospatial community as well. Who are the geospatial people in the house? If you are a geospatial person, just say hi in the chat. You can say hi in the chat, or you wave your hand. So what is the geospatial community? I tell you, DSN community is all diverse, and we are already on this journey to hitting our 1 million AI talent in 10 years. And this geospatial community is also part of our commitment to this. So what is a geospatial community? Is a vibrant and impact-driven network where we bring together geospatial professionals, researchers, enthusiasts, and everyone in the geospatial field. So we share opportunities there. We also have bi-monthly sessions. This year we held we celebrated World GIS Day by doing by putting out a map challenge. And trust me, we had wonderful solutions. But out of all these wonderful solutions, we're just able to pick 3 winners. Isn't that beautiful? So aside from this World GIS Day, we also hold consistent bi-weekly bi-weekly webinar series on different aspects of geospatial. So if you have been hearing about geospatial, or you've been looking at how you're going to transition into geospatial, what are you waiting for? The geospatial community is your best bet. So now for our plans in 2026, I know a lot of you must have been thinking that, okay, what are our plans for 2026? This is our plans for 2026. We are coming bigger and what? Better with our geospatial trainings, whereby we are bringing global experts, not just the geospatial team taking the classes. We are also bringing geospatial experts, global experts to come to take these classes. We are also going to have hands-on technical webinars, and something I want you all to look out for is the research mentorship, which is focused on publication, where we are going to mentor people in the research community focused on publication. So you'll be able to publish your research, publish your work, or even submit it into a conference for conference presentation. And we are also going to celebrate key days, just like the World GIS Day. I know that some of you will be like, oh, I don't know about this community. How can I join? Wait, now this is the link to join. So this is the link to join. Just scan the QR code on your screen right now to join the geospatial community. I hope you all are very, very excited, as I am, with the events and plans that we have in place, both for the DSN ladies in AI and the DSN geospatial community for 2026. With this, I remain Sarah. I would hand over to Bukumi to take the next one. Bye, everyone.
Fantastic. Awesome. Awesome. The energy was high. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much for walking us through the DSN Ladies in AI community and the DSN Geospatial community. I mean, some of us would have been wondering, how is this happening? I mean, how are we able to manage all this? How are we able to have so many communities that is actually bespoke for everyone? Yes, that's what we do at DSN. And what you can see on my screen now are the other segments in the community that we have. DSN is vast, DSN is big, and like we do say, there's something for everybody. We have the campus communities for our undergraduates, we have the city communities for our professionals, we have the ladies in AI for the ladies, we have the kids and teens for our kids and teens, we have the AI for schools, which also serve the kids and teens. We have the professionals again, the AI for executive. I mean, it's a whole lot. We also have our Oba partners, the AI researchers. So there is something for everybody to belong to. And speaking to how we've gone, I mean, how we've expanded over times, we have presence in over 100 countries. Yes, I repeat, we have presence in over 100 countries. Our learning research has actually gotten to over 1 million. Yes, even though we've only been able to have just 48,000 plus AI membership ID. But speaking to our learning reach, we are in over 100 countries. Speak of Francophone countries, speak of Anglophone countries, we are everywhere. Yeah, so what we'll be speaking to now is how to become a DSNer. For the sake of us that are just joining this call for the very first time, like I said, this meetup is for us to reflect as a community and also plan for 2026 as a community. That is why if you are just joining this call, or if you have even been a part of the community and you don't even know what is going on there, this is an opportunity for you to key in now, because I'll be speaking to what it entails to be a DSNer, and then all the benefit that is also ready for you as the DSN. I mean, what you are entitled to by being just a DSNer. Number one is the mentorship and premium training opportunities with our world-class mentors and tutors. We have mentors across the world. We have mentors across the world. This year, we ran a 1 month long intensive mentorship for the bigger community, and even a segmented mentorship in the ladies in AI community. So you can be rest assured, if you are just starting out and you need help, we'll be here to help you out. The second one is the research support and collaboration through our on-site research team. Something fantastic happened this year. The popular deep learning endeavor throughout the challenge. I mean, yeah, they created a challenge for the just concluded DLI for all communities to create something, solutions that is specific to their communities. I'm excited to tell you that 2 of our communities actually took the first place and the third place. You are going to be seeing this on, I mean, some of my next screen. Oh, I think it has even been shared already. So that is DSN Futa and DSN Abuja. They submitted a very good research project through our support from here. And I mean, they were able to win something. And then the third one is the internship and job opportunities. This is something we do at DSN. We connect you to talent. We are going to be speaking extensively to this in the next slide. We are going to be speaking on the plan that we have for all our community members in terms of, okay, I'm done learning now. I'm done with all the trainings that you have done, that you have created. How exactly do I get a job? What is the next for me in terms of how I can support my livelihood? We are going to be speaking to this. All you need to do is just to stay on this call and enjoy with us. And then the last one is the end of the year certificate of participation. As a DSN community member, it is also important for you to note that we are tracking you. Yes, we are tracking your community contributions. We are tracking your community participation. At the end of the year, we're able to issue you a certificate to tell you that, yes, you've participated in all of our trainings. You've been a committed and dedicated member all through the year. So this is the QR code, and this is the link to become a DSN member. If you have not, you've not generated your AI membership ID, or you don't belong to any community, this is the time to scan all these QR code that I will be bringing on. So this is the one to generate your AI membership ID and join our dedicated DSN Telegram group, so that you can also be tagged a DSNer. And this is a particular one for you to join a nearby community. Yeah, the community is very wide, like I do say. And then at DSN Central, we've been able to crack this in such a way that we have communities everywhere in the country, and everywhere outside the country. By the time you scan this QR code, what you are going to be seeing is a list of all the communities that we have currently, and I mean to even tell you this now, we are going to be updating this list. So by, let's say, before the week runs out, you can visit this site again to see all our new communities that we've just expanded to in the country and outside the country. So this is the QR code to scan to join a nearby community. My colleagues will be dropping all these useful links for you to also click and become a part of a nearby community. Yeah, so moving on quickly to the community benefit. Like I said, you are entitled to some benefit as a DSN member. Once you generate your membership ID, once we share you the congratulatory mail of becoming a DSN member, all those things that were listed here are what you are entitled to, and you can always reach out to us at any time to claim this your reward. Number one is knowledge. We are going to provide you with platform to upskill yourself, to become knowledgeable in any field that you select, even though, yeah, our priority is on data analytics, data science, and artificial intelligence. We're also still able to help you to navigate other fields that you may be interested in. We have a repository, our AI knowledge base, which contains over 25,000 learning contents, which you can also fall back on every time to learn. We have certification for some of the trainings that you're able to participate in and contribute to. If you're able to complete a training, you get a certificate of participation. Like I said, research is one of our core at DSN, and in the community, we don't joke with research. We make sure that every community is able to produce at least a research paper in the year. So, you're a professional, you are the type that likes creating solutions, because we believe that all research must lead to a solution. So if you are the one that is so inquisitive, or you are the one that likes being research oriented, then this is for you. You can always fall back on us for guidance on how to go about your research. Access to LMS, this relates to knowledge also. We have a learning management system platform for you to keep learning. And then the last one is the job and referral. Like I said, we are not just only upskilling or training you. We're also going to be preparing you to be able to secure a job, to support your livelihood. All these are the benefits in the community. This year was, it was massive. We had a lot of benefits that we shared with our community members. I was speaking to the AI knowledge boss. If you're able to scan the code, on the picture on my left-hand side, it's going to take you to the repository where we have over 25,000 learning content. The next one is the NVIDIA. Some of our community members are also part of the NVIDIA community, where they are, this is even for an intermediate DSNers. Yes, if you're a beginner, you are just starting out, but as you grow in the community, there are things that are also bespoke to you. The next one is the Deep Tech Ready. Almost everybody in the community were introduced to this, because this is an intermediate level for all our intermediate DSNers. The Walkathon, the African Voice, which also paid some of our members this year, and then the University of Success Partnership. This is a discounted MSc program for us that also want to further our education. So it's not only by being a professional, you can also further your education. The World GIS Day for our geospatial community, the bespoke call for mentees for the DSN ladies in AI. And then this is the picture that I was speaking to, where our DSN Abuja came first at the Deep Learning Indaba Community Challenge, and the DSN footer came third. It was a proud moment for us at DSN, because this is what we do. Out of the top 5 finalists, DSN community, 2 of the DSN community actually emerged as the winner. It was a proud moment for us. And I won't conclude this part until I share some testimonials with you from the community. This is Enoch Bayode from DSN Abuja, speaking to how DSN has affected his life. He said, before joining DSN Footer, I was just a regular tech enthusiast learning machine learning from random online tutorials without real direction. But becoming part of DSN community gave me clarity, a sense of structure, purpose, and a clear path to grow in AI. Attending the DSN AI Bootcamp 2024 was the real breakthrough. Right after the bootcamp, I designed my learning roadmap and committed fully to LMM, a decision that later led me to securing my first AI job in January 2025. DSN did not just teach me AI, it gave me direction, confidence, and the momentum that shaped my career. We are so excited for this is an interesting one. Another person is Oyinda Mola, who is a student. DSN strengthened my technical skill, boosted my confidence, and helped me build practical projects that demonstrated my abilities. It also expanded my network and prepared me to present myself professionally, all of which contributed to securing my role at Neon. I think we all deserve a round of applause for all these testimonials. I think we should all react with our favorite emojis at this point. The next person is Utma Abdurrahman, an AI engineer now. I was introduced to DSN Bootcamp by a good friend of mine, Sadiq Baba. These are interesting testimonials. These are interesting impact stories. And this can also be you in the next year. By the time we have this event, the last person here is Nancy. My experience with DSN marked the beginning of my career in data science and AI. Since then, I have designed and built solutions that create real impact for the common person and for communities across Africa. DSN gave me the foundation, confidence, and direction I needed to grow in this field. Nancy was part of the team that developed the solution that won the deep learning interval community challenge for DSN Futa. I mean, we are so proud of our community members because this is what we do. Us is just to create the platform, then it is for you to capitalize on the platform. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, so this will be all on the community reflection, because if we say we should keep talking about this, we will not leave here. And that's why we need to move quickly, because we still have a lot of things packed for you. And I'm going to be bringing my colleague on, in person of Lanre, who is going to be showcasing one of our good products at DSN, which is under Equalizer. Equalizer is a startup under Data Science Nigeria. Larry will be speaking to this product in the next few minutes before we move to an interesting part of this session. Yeah, the phone quiz. I hope you're all prepared. Larry, over to you. Over to you, Larry. You should be able to unmute now.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. It has been a really great time looking through all the wonderful things DSN is doing, DSN community is doing. All right, so I'll just quickly run through the slide. So, of course, you all know, I mean, we're all at the AI Bootcamp where we did, I mean, a testing of one of our products, data collection product. This is our iogram, you know. So we have our data collection ecosystem, all right, which, you know, where we collect data, massive data, I mean, local data to train localized AI models. We also have our community. So, you know, we just unlocked a very great milestone, all right, which we recently concluded over 320 hours of health data collection and validation for a client by our 300 passionate equalizers, and impact keeps multiplying. Okay, so we just collected over 320 hours of audio data, all right, of health audio data, you know, through our product, the iogram, which, I mean, some of us tested during the bootcamp. Okay, so some of our products, our data collection product, includes Equalize Crowd. Some of us are aware of that. We also have the Equalize Gram, which is the iogram that we all know about. We are also bringing that to also WhatsApp, so that, I mean, anybody anywhere can be able to, you know, be part of our data collection equalizers. Okay, and you can give data with any platform, either Telegram, we are there, either WhatsApp, we are there, either mobile app, web app. I mean, we want to ensure that everybody is included in contributing to the AI ecosystem. All right, so we have our equalized graph, we have our equalized gram, we have our equalized which is going to be on WhatsApp. All right, so now we also, please, next slide. Okay, so we want to encourage you to join our equalizers, okay, which is our community of, you know, data collectors. All right, so our equalizers are those that, you know, are going to be contributing data, all right, in voice, in text, in image, in video, who are also going to be paid. They're going to be paid for these services. All right, so we want you to join our community of equalizers, so that, you know, whenever there is there are tasks, you know, there are opportunities for, you know, data collection, you are the one that we are going to call for all those projects. So you can scan the QR code right there, all right, to join the WhatsApp group, which is equalizers. Okay, they are also, I mean, some of our equalizers are the ones that actually, I mean, give you the 320 hours that we just showed you. All right, so we want you to also join this group, so that you can be part of the equalizers, equalizing AI for Africa. Okay, contributing voice data, text data to train localized AI models. That emerging market and businesses can use. Okay, so you can join the WhatsApp group through the scan. Just scan the QR code to join the WhatsApp group. So we'll be looking forward to to see you guys and equalize AI with you guys together. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Larry. Thank you so much. Yes, so the QR code is up for us to join the Equalize AI community group for you to participate, and you can always be a part. Yes, so I'm excited to inform you that we have our speakers on the call already. So this session is going to be a panel session. We have two awesome speakers who are going to be sharing from their wealth of knowledge with us. Yes, but before we go into the session, let's quickly take our first fun quiz for this session, just to quickly warm up what we've been hearing since morning, if you've been following. So this particular fun quiz is going to test your knowledge on if you've been following since morning what we've been talking about. Yes, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then I'm going to bring up my next screen now. Just a minute. Okay, it's time to start joining. The code is up, and where we are using is quiz.com. All you need to type, on your Chrome is quiz.com, and you are in. Once I have 100 players on this call, I'm starting immediately. Welcome. So make sure to put your name, to log in with your name. Make sure you join with
Lovely Pig,
so that we'll be able to identify you. Let's join in. It's time for our first fun quiz. We are doing this very quickly so that we can move on straight to our panel session.
Kabir
I have just 5 people on the call. Please, let's join in quickly. Once I have 50 players on this call, once I have 50 players on this game, I'm starting immediately.
Int Rabbit,
I have 16 people in. I have 17 people. Like I told you the other time,
Nunzi Yomi,
this part would test your knowledge of
Precious
all the things we're hearing since we begin the session.
Mr. Ahmed Bashir Adamu, for work.
I have 39 people. I have 41 people in. Once I have 50 people on this call, I think I can get started immediately. Or should I increase the number? I have 49 people in already. Let's join in. All you need to do is to type quiz.com or scan this QR code. And as you know, when it comes to fun quiz game, it's always about the speed. Yeah, it's not only about, okay, you know the answer. You also need to be fast. If I can have 60 people on this call, I think I'm good to go. Then others can join in. I have 54 people in now. I have 55 people in now. 57, 58, and 62. Yes, I think I can get started now. So if you still want to join us, yeah, the room is still open. All you need to do is to scan the QR code or use the pin that you can see on the screen. So the first question is up. In what year did DSN AI Bootcamp started? The answers are rolling in already. In what year did the DSN AI Bootcamp started? This is very easy. This is very easy, right? And the answer is 2017. So we'll move on quickly to the next question, question 2. How would the Data Science Nigeria celebrated this year? So you are going to be typing in your answer. Yeah, so all of us that have been following our DSN social media, Definitely. I mean, it's not even about following the DSN social media. This was a publicity that was massive. We celebrated a particular year. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of answers. I'm seeing 15 years, 11 years. Wow. 20 years. And the answer is 9 years. 9 years. So if you've typed 9, or if you've even typed 9 as a word, you will still get your answer for this. DSN celebrated 9th year, 2025, and we're looking forward to celebrate a decade next year, which will be 10 years. So the next question is of Data Science Nigeria has a mission to raise how many talents in how many years? Almost everybody should get this right. DSN has a mission to raise 1 million AI talents in 10 years. Thank you so much. How many communities does DSN currently have across Nigeria? If you joined this session from the beginning, you will be able to get this correctly. The answers are rolling in. The answers are rolling in. The answers are rolling in. The answer is 55. Yes, so we've gotten to the half of this fun quiz session. Which platform is the largest platform for DSN community engagement? The Telegram group, where we have over 16,000 community members group. 6 of 10. Yes, we are moving on quickly. We are moving on quickly. So DSN expertise span across all the listed below, except the next question, list the steps to become a DSN community member. What are the steps to become? So this is where you're going to arrange your answers. How many of us got this correctly in the right order? The first is to register to be a DSN member, then generate your membership ID, join the DSN community Telegram group, and then you can now join a local community. 8 of 10. Yes, this is coming to the end. Data Science Nigeria AI Hub is located in which city and in which state in Nigeria? I'm seeing Abuja. In which city and in which state in Nigeria? Interesting, interesting. And the answer is Yaba, Lagos. The answer is Yaba, Lagos. Yes, so 2 more questions to go. 2 more questions to go. You can still get on the leaderboard. What is the theme of today's event? What is the theme of today's event? What is the theme of today's event? This is a bonus question that everybody should be able to get, right? Beyond the now, build these keys for the future we want. That is the answer. And the last question, the final question, which also gives you a double point. Yeah, it gives you a double point. How many finalists were sponsored to this year AI Bootcamp, which held in Lagos, Nigeria? Is it 100? Is it 150? Is it 200? Is it 250? And the answer is 150. Thank you so much for participating in the very first fun quiz session. Let's see what our leaderboard is looking like. The third position goes to 815. Okay, goes to JYD with 8159 points. The second position goes to Nancy with 8,464 points, and then the first position goes to the first position goes to Nancy, while the second position goes to Precious Odutola. Congratulations to these three. We are going to be announcing the reward before we end the session. So we move on quickly to the panel session. Like I said, we have our awesome facilitators on the call already, and they are going to be doing justice to this session. Just a minute while I bring up my screen again. Okay, yes, and now we're back to the most interesting part of today's session, which is our panel session, where we've reflected on what 2025 looked for us as a community, and now it's time to prepare for next year, 2026. As a community, we do this. We gather every year to make plans for next year. In the next few weeks, everybody will be eating chicken, will be eating jollof rice, celebrating the achievement through this year. It's also important for you to reflect on what are the things you want to do better in the coming year. And that's why we've created this particular session for us as a community to be able to key into, make plans for 2026. And the topic for this panel session is relearn, reinvent, redefine, preparing for skills for tomorrow. There are a lot of what's flying out there. What is even AI? What do I do? Which one should I go into? I'm a data analyst. Is this even a lucrative career? I'm a data scientist. What exactly is my fate as AI is coming to sweep everybody's feet away, taking everybody's job? What is my own bit in all of this? And that's why we've brought two awesome speakers. They are our community mentors. They are here to actually speak to some of the things that may be bothering your mind. And the first person that I'll be calling is Oluwatamilore Oni, a senior program manager at Center for Public Impact. Oluwatamilore Oni is a senior program manager at the Center for Public Impact. She joined the CPI team in 2025. Tamilore began her career with degrees in architecture, Covenant University, and urban design, University of Kent. She spearheaded urban resilience and development projects in local nonprofits in Lagos, Nigeria, supported by international organizations like GIZ and the Enrich Boy Foundation. She holds a Master of Public Policy from the Blanford School of Government, University of Oxford, where she researched how community-based lessons can inform government policies for social transformation at scale. Dearest committee members, I think we can start clapping in this. We can start clapping in the chat. We can start clapping. We can start sharing our favorite emoji to welcome Oluwatamilore. From 2019 to 2023, Tamilore managed a $40 million grant portfolio for Google's technology-focused philanthropic team, leading strategic giving in emerging markets across EMEA. Our focus was on improving economic well-being in underserved communities through technology-based initiatives like AI and digital skills training. She currently coordinates the Oxford Program for Cyber and Tech Policy, focusing on research to help governments responsibly adopt emerging technologies at the intersection of AI and cybersecurity. Tamilore leads the AI Opportunity Fund at CPI and is excited to leverage our cross-sector experience in social impact, technologies, and cities to support philanthropies and government in reimagining government. She also provides strategic advisory for Afrotech Girls, a non-profit she has volunteered with for a decade to increase the participation of girls and young women in STEM. Tamilore recently launched Emergent Scale, a newsletter exploring innovation and labor markets, and the video podcast Africa Which Way Employment, dedicated to spotlighting solutions to youth unemployment. JRS DSN members, please, let's welcome Oluwatamilore Oni. Let's welcome Oluwatamilore in the chat. Let's welcome Oluwatamilore Oni in the chat while I bring on the next panelist, Oluwaseun Hamzat. Oluwaseun Hamzat is a program manager at 3MTT. Oluwaseun is a technology and strategic consultant, building programs, products, and partnerships that unlock digital opportunities for young Africans. He leads programs, operations, and delivery for 3MTT, the world's largest tech talent accelerator, a federal government of Nigeria initiative training 3 million technical talent. He also serves as program director at Secondary City Tech, a platform spotlighting and supporting innovation in emerging cities. We've brought people on this call that will wow our mind, that will blow our mind. You can see this profile awesome. Please, let's keep appreciating our speakers on the chat. With over a decade of experience spanning civil society, international development, organizations, innovation hubs, and government agencies, Oluwaseun has driven impact across Africa's tech ecosystem through organizations including Kibo School, Data Science Nigeria, AI Commons, and GIZ. He excels in interdisciplinary collaborations that create transformative solutions, empowering young Africans to thrive in the digital economy. I'm excited to also inform you that Oluwaseun was once an ex-DSNer. Ex-DSNer in the sense that he was a staff at DSN before. Yeah, I mean, we brought these people, we carefully, bring them in so that they can give you the knowledge you need to be able to plan your 2026. Thank you so much, Oluwatamilore, and thank you so much, Oluwaseun, for honoring our invitation. We don't take this for granted. We're excited to have you on this call. Please kindly say hi to our committee members if you're able to unmute yourself. Hi, Tamilore. Hi, Oluwaseun.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Tamilore. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited. The energy in the room, the virtual room has been really great. So yeah, excited to be here to chat more.
Of course. Thank you so much. Hi, Oluwaseun. Please confirm you can hear us and you are ready for us.
We can't hear you, Oluwaseun. I think maybe your sound, you're not muted, but the sound isn't coming through.
Can you hear me now? Apologies
Yes.
for that. Okay, great.
Loud and clear.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Bukum. It's good to see you as well. And excited for the conversation we're going to have this evening. Let's go.
Thank you so much for joining us, Oluwaseun. We're excited to have the two of you speak to our committee members. They've prepared their minds and we're very sure that this is going to be a wonderful session. So how this will go is very easy. We've created some questions that will fill our committee members, has been bothering their minds. So we ask the questions and you give us answers and feel free to, play around the questions, give examples and all. And we'll also try as much as possible is if we still have time, by the time we run through this, we can also take live questions from our committee members. So my first question will go to Oluwatamilore. And the question is, how can we let go of old habits and learn new skills quickly in a world where things change so fast?
I'm so happy that you're starting off with the easiest question. Yeah, I think this is a question where it works differently for everyone, and I think everyone has to just understand what works for you, what are your strengths, what are the areas that you feel you want to improve. The only question, and I can say this as someone who is a serial procrastinator where I've started projects and not finished them. One of the things I've always said year on year is that I want to work out more, for example. I tried a bit better 2025, but historically it's been a difficult thing for me to sort of break through. And that's just an example of like trying to build out a new habit. And I think most of us are probably familiar with the concept of the 21-day rule, right? So if you can do something consistently every day for 21 days, you've built a new habit. But the question is, what if you can't do, or you haven't been able to do that one thing consistently for 21 days? And I think one thing would just be to give yourself grace and know that even if you can't do it every single day, the days that you can kind of motivate yourself to do it and kind of get up and go again is a day that you've won and is a victory, right? That's the way I look at it. I know everyone has different perspectives and everyone has also different approaches and different priorities, but I would say that find the thing that you you treasure or you prioritize the most, and then find a reason why you want to do this, and you keep on doing this. Because I feel like once you have an anchor, you have the thing that actually motivates you to do it, you'll likely do it. So let's use the DSN community as an example. Maybe you want to learn, I don't know, you want to do the deep tech training. I think you mentioned that Bukumi, in one of your
Yes, you are correct.
slides, right? Yes, right.
Yes.
You want to do that, and you're saying, okay, this community I want to be a part of. Find the reason why. So why is it that you want to do this particular training? And if you can do that, you remind yourself every day and be like, yes, I want to do this deep tech or deep learning training because of XYZ, and you continue to do it. Second thing I would say is to get an accountability partner. That's something that's really helped me, right? Because if you have an internal goal, you can talk yourself out of it. But if you told your friend that I want to do this thing, and 1 month later you haven't done it, your friend would be like, ah, but I thought you said that you wanted to do this. And then they will be, someone that would hold you accountable, someone who you trust, someone that you know that we know you can ask you the uncomfortable questions and you do that. So that's the way I think those two things are the way I typically approach it. Find a strong why that anchors you to that goal, and to find an accountability partner that will help you to stay motivated.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, that was spot on. So I will move quickly to Oluwaseun. So just to mention, Oluwaseun, if you also want to add to the existing question on grant, please feel free to also add to it. But so the next question for Oluwaseun will be, what does it really mean for someone, especially people who are, mid careers, what does it mean to reinvent themselves without disrupting their whole life?
Great question. And the reason why I love this question is all my career basically I've been involved in, adult education in some form. And you would see a lot of people say, oh, I want to cross over into tech. And for some reason, they always assume like it's them starting over. So maybe for me to answer that question, I start with what reinventing yourself means or does not mean. For me, I don't think it's starting over. It's not complete like starting from scratch. You can't totally erase all of your experiences, your education, just like that, right? I think when you say reinventing yourself, what it does mean is that you're changing the direction of your leverage, and that's the main thing. And it's not completely about discarding your identity, but you're just changing, the direction of your entire leverage. And leverage can happen in different ways. For example, for people reinventing themselves or transitioning into tech, for example, one great advice I've always given over time that I've proven to be very effective, and this is not just I've given it to hundreds of people, is that number one, I always tell them, maintain your domain expertise. Number one, you can't even totally like delete everything, right? So maintain that domain expertise or domain knowledge. One interesting way you find it in life is that you find it playing out in interesting ways that you never realized. And then you can then add your new layer of skills and tech to it, and then your value can be delivered. So let me give you a practical example. For example, if an accountant, for example, says wants to get into tech, right? I wouldn't advise that you go into something completely unrelated to accounting, for example. For example, you could be a fintech, operations or risk analyst, for example. You could go into data science and, forecasting and all that stuff. And a very good example to even use is one of my friends and former colleague, even at DSN, she's like studied pharmacy, right? And then when she came into data science and all that, just number one, she like really focused on health data. So that's one thing. And she had that advantage over every other person coming into the health because she had a health background. And then even the discipline and the vigor that was included in pharmacy, social brought it into it. So she had extra attention to detail, for example, because that was just the vigor that was into in our stuff. So I think for me, if you're going to be reinventing yourself, I think that leverage on the strengths that you currently have in your current domain expertise or experience, and then shift your level in terms of the value that you want to now provide based on the new frontier of technology you want to engage. I do hope that that makes sense. But that's what I mean by reinventing, not completely discarding your old self, or changing the way you leverage your past expertise or experience, and then picking up on new skills to amplify everything and build that from there.
Fantastic, fantastic. I mean, that. Thank you so much for that response. So, while you were speaking, there are comments in the chat that your voice was not that audible, even though I think I could still hear. So please, Oluwaseun, thank you so much. So we'll move on to Oluwatamilore, and the question is, which new skills will matter most in the next decade? I mean, everybody's just, I would want to use the word running around. Yeah, people are just, they are learning this today, learning this tomorrow, learning this next tomorrow. So which new skills will matter in the next decade?
This is, I think, a question that it's on many people's minds right now. And I think just beyond the folks on this call, it's on the minds of governments, it's on the minds of employers, it's on the minds of people who are actually creating some of the emerging technology that we're seeing. And there's two parts to this question, right? So first is which skills will matter most in the next decade, and the second one is why aren't many of them taught in schools? Maybe starting with the second part, I'd say that the rate at which human civilization and society is moving and the rate at which technology is developing means that a lot of things are not able to match that pace and therefore tend to fall behind. So in the sense of, I don't know, robotics, AI, there are these courses in universities, and we know that more and more schools across all the three layers, like primary, secondary, and tertiary, continue to focus on digital skills as like at least foundational digital skills as a basis for exploring career opportunities going forward. However, the things that we're learning today most likely will be outdated by the time you graduate, right? In terms of just the pace at which researchers are researching at universities, people are essentially pouring amounts of funding into these sorts of like research and technological development projects, that if you're not at the forefront of that, you're probably a few years behind what's happening. What I will say in terms of how to then remain relevant in this type of changing world, and I think the main skill that will be most relevant is the ability to learn, the ability to I think also maybe linking it to Oluwaseun's answer as well, the ability to continue to reinvent yourself and continue to be open to new things. I'm actually a good example of this. I started off with a degree in architecture, and then I transitioned. I think I'd probably have done like maybe 3 or 4 different pivots across my career path. And all of this was sort of influenced by curiosity on my part. And I feel like curiosity has never led me wrong. And I think if we can kind of hold that as a central skill, it doesn't sound like a skill, right? I mean, curiosity isn't a skill per se, but I think the people who will continue to remain relevant are people who are trying to learn or open to learning at every point in time. And one thing I will say as well is that when I look back at like maybe my 100 level self versus where I am now, I have thought that, you learn, I don't know, architecture, whatever it is, and you kind of just do. I never really realized that things would change like right before my eyes. And you mentioned how it feels like people are just running around, right? And you don't want to be that person who feels a bit like directionless, who just kind of following different trends and so on and so forth. But it's the ability to learn and really stay curious that even allows you to evaluate amongst, okay, what is happening, what is trending, where are the opportunities to, forecast and see where XYZ field is going to land. Now, I would say that when it comes to that sort of trying to predict or trying to stay ahead of the curve, it's never, I mean, nobody holds a crystal ball and nobody can really predict the future in the way that, okay, this is the XYZ thing that, is going to be the number one skill going forward. And the reason why I would say this is because even with AI, artificial intelligence, which is kind of the focus of the DSN community, at least one of the focuses, a lot of people don't know how AI is going to interrupt the jobs market. People have postulations and people have ideas and people have forecasts of what is going to happen, but in reality, nobody really knows. So it's the ability to sort of stay curious in that space and stay in a learning posture, right? And I will say one thing though, I feel like it can get a bit tiring because it feels like you've just learned something and then you found out, oh, there's another thing that I'm supposed to learn. Um, I just completed a master's, another master's, and I was like, oh, maybe I should do a PhD. And then I sat down one day and I was like, if I want to go down this road, I would just continue. Like it would never stop, right? Even after you do a PhD, there's so many other like research projects you can do and you can just kind of stay in university forever. So except you're trying to go into academics, strategically, then that's not the mindset you should have. But however, it doesn't mean you shouldn't continue to have that learning mindset because that's the only thing that essentially will make you agile as things around you change. So as when I was in 100 level, we're using AutoCAD and then now people are using 3D Max or SketchUp or whatever. If I had stayed in that box of, oh, AutoCAD is the only thing and is the end all and be all of architecture, then there's no way I would be competitive, right? So that's the key I would say that would kind of help us to all remain relevant. And I would say one thing if I could go back in time and tell myself would be it never stops. It never gets to the point where I'm like, okay, I now know everything. Even like someone like a Bill Gates or like I don't know if Steve Jobs was alive, they are still reading and they're still learning and they're still essentially in different phases of their life trying to learn and know more things. And I feel like that thirst or quest for knowledge is what continues to position people competitively. So that's the skill I would say, the skill to learn, or at least the posture to learn is the key thing. In terms of, and this I'll end on this, is just about, why aren't some of these skills taught in school? I think that's kind of where the advocacy that DSN does and why it's important. That's also why the advocacy that I guess everyone on this call is also doing and, trying to hold our leadership accountable, our school bodies or whatever, and, continue to flag that we need these skills and we need these skills to continue to be competitive as a country, as a nation, as people in a very, very fast developing world. So I'll pause there.
Thank you so much, Tamilore. Thank you. That was detailed. And I mean, there are a lot of reactions in the chat already. Thank you so much. So we move on to Oluwaseun now. I mean, it's important or it's inevitable that we need to learn. It is important that we keep learning. So if we keep learning and learning again, how do we make sure that we're not stressed out? How can we help it?
Good question. I think I kind of like the question because it just comes off like some of the things that Tamilore mentioned. But I hope everybody can hear me now. Just want to be sure.
I think this is very better. Yeah, this is best.
I'll try to be as loud as I can.
Oluwaseun, I think we can hear you, but maybe some people don't realize that you might be soft spoken, maybe. So people are like expecting Bukumi's version of
No problem. Okay then. Okay. Okay. So for me, I think it's a great question. Sometimes, it just feels like you're an on ever-ending cycle of learning. So, but this is the mental mode that I use. I don't think the issue basically or the problem is with learning. I think is with uh learning without any sort of purpose. It's almost as if people just want to learn so that they wouldn't run out of usefulness of some sort. And I don't think that's a great way to learn, especially for my own approach to learning is I'm always thinking about, so I'm not bothered about if what I just learned now will be rendered irrelevant or not. I'm just the way, some things that Tambora mentioned, I think, kind of just goes in tandem with the way I think about learning. It's like treat learning basically like as a way of me creating some sort of career portfolio of some sort. And I'll explain what that means. When I say career portfolio thinking, it means that um like I have skills and knowledge in a lot of fields. And in a way, whatever I'm currently doing now, I can piggyback on some of those knowledge and those experiences. So if you look at my career, for example, it's a very interesting career because I started basically as a web developer, transitioned into data science and AI, got into DSN, became more focused on the business side, right? And from there, from that went into growth and marketing, and then now, I'm more into products, but also operation. So it's a lot. So, but what I'm seeing there basically is I'm learning, and I'm learning what I need right now, or what I feel it would be the future of whatever I'm currently doing. In that way, I'm learning based on the current needs and where I envisage that my career is going. So I'm just having fun doing it. So it's like almost creating like a portfolio where whatever the demand for the future is, I always have a repertoire I can go to. So I'm not under any sort of panic. And I feel like that's one thing people need to just get out of. Is that don't think about, I think you need to just switch away from that, career panic learning, where I'm learning this so that I wouldn't necessarily be able to get promotion or whatever. It's good, all those things are good, but you shouldn't be out of a panic. And if you learn that way, so for example, I'm not one of those people that would say I don't feel bad if I start a course and I don't finish it. The question for me is like, did I learn what I wanted to get? Because I'm always trying to build something with what I'm learning. So my goal is if I finish building that stuff and I didn't complete the course, that's fine. I'm okay. Like as long as I got the knowledge needed for me to build what I was building or what I wanted to build, that's fine. But people always feel like that pressure, like I must complete every course that I start. I'm like, oh, good to you. Same thing with books. I don't finish, like I read books based on the things I want to learn right now, some of the challenges I'm facing right now. Once I hit the jackpot in terms of the required knowledge, I'm okay. Like I can come back to the book in the future time. The book is not disappearing. I have it in my library. You understand? But for some reason, people have put that pressure on us to say you must finish what you start. Who said that? Who made that rule? Do you get? So I think one way to just make learning fun for yourself and so that you'll not be in this panic mode is to figure out what do I really need right now and for the future and focus on that. And then how do I, you know, put those knowledge into practice to actually develop real things. So one thing that I don't have a lot of certifications, I don't have a lot of degrees like Tamla, but one thing that I do have is a lot of things that I like I've built, just a track record, things that I've done in the past, things I can like put on the table. And that's my own way of learning. It's like I need this thing now. I'm just going to go learn. Where can I learn it, right? And if it's a degree, let's go get it. And if it's not a degree, let's go find the YouTube course or take a proper course and get it. So that way your learning is more fun and it's more of the things that you currently need right now and for your future. And you're not in any panic mode. Like if I'm what I'm learning, and again, that mode of I need to learn, I'm okay not knowing everything. That's why I have people who know stuff in my team. I don't need to know everything. If I need to know it, then I go learn. If I need to execute something, I don't have the bandwidth to learn it, I get somebody who helps me. Do you understand? So I think that's for me, that's the way to escape the stress. Like for me, learning is fun because I'm learning what I need to do my work right now and what I envisage I would need in the future. That's it. And keeping it short, keeping it simple, keeping it focused. That way I'm not. And then again, like time Laura does being curious as well. It's like, okay, let me see. They're saying something that AI can create this thing, and let's see. Let me go experiment with it. And those are fun, right? Sometimes it's boring and it's not easy. And learning anything can sometimes suck because you're not good at it at first. But again, that's the joy of learning. So you suck at it, you get better a bit, enjoy yourself. Don't panic learn. I don't think it's a good way to learn. And calm down. The world is not going to end. AI is not going to end the world. This is not the first time we've had a revolutionary technology that promised to shake the world. It was the same thing when the computer came out. People made all manner of projections. The world is ending. People are going to lose their jobs. Are we still not having jobs right now? So calm down. Learn what you need and what you need for the future, and learn at your pace. You'll be fine.
Thank you so much.
Before you
Thank
ask
you
me
so
this question,
much,
can I add
Oluwaseun.
something? Can I add something to
Oh
that?
yes. But before you take over, Oluwatami, I just want to say congratulations to Oluwaseun. I think he has cracked this. It's a good act that he has shared. So please, Oluwatami, please feel free to add to it.
Yes, I was just going to say a couple of things, and I think because I agree with everything that Oluwaseun said, but I think also some things to just highlight as well. So the point about not learning in a panic, and I would also want us to kind of acknowledge the fact that I know that sometimes one of the main reasons why we want to learn things is usually for like economic opportunity, right? You want to learn something so you can get into a better job or get a job if you don't have one. So most people don't necessarily just learn for the fun of it, right? And most people don't have the privilege, because you can consider it a privilege to just learn for the fun of it. So we can both, I mean, everyone on this panel I think can acknowledge the fact that sometimes there's an urgency behind you wanting to learn. So you want to learn because you need a job ASAP. You need to essentially sustain your life. But I think Oluwaseun and I would agree that, and I think some of the things that we both said that align is that we're thinking very strategically about what is useful for the future in ways that we probably weren't thinking at the beginning of our career. So if we're talking to you as on this call now, we're thinking about what are things that we've learned that we feel like would have positioned us even better than we are now. And as much as you're learning, maybe you take a course on data analysis today, you take another one on project management, you take another one on digital marketing, use that. There's always a space to sit back and reflect and think about what are these tools used for? What types of organizations do you want to work for with those tools? What do those organizations offer, and how can you be sort of like at service to those organizations? Because that's where kind of like the sweet spot aligns with your learning, then becoming relevant to you personally and relevant to your professional development. But beyond that as well, right? Sometimes you find a topic that you're very interested in, and it's easy for you to sort of learn about it. I'm very much aligned with this thing of, I always say to myself that life is too short for me to want to read a book that if I, by page two is not, I'm like, I beg, I have other things I can be doing with my time, right? And it could be that, you're lucky that you find an alignment where it's a topic that you really are excited about, and it's very easy for you to learn. But in the situations where it isn't, and the topic is sort of like a struggle for you, but you know that maybe this is useful in the economic market, it's about thinking about how can I find my own space of maybe joy or pleasure within this thing, but also aligning with my own kind of future goal of this is where I'm heading and this is where I would like to be. And you can align those things. It's not always easy. And I think that's probably one of the things I would go back and tell myself that it's never always easy as clear as it would be. And you should definitely enjoy the process and take it easy and take it one step at a time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was an art on which made it perfect. And wow, our time is fast spent. So I think we'll just be taking our final questions. And I mean, the plan was to even take questions in the chat, but with the look of things, so I mean, the way we usually do it. So our committee members, or your questions, please package them. We are going to providing you with Oluwatamilore and Oluwaseun's details, so you can connect with them on LinkedIn, connect with them via all the available social media channels. So my last question goes to Oluwatamilore, and this is for the professionals in the community now. So for people that are already working, how can their work? I mean, how can their where they are employed? How can they help people? How can they help the employees to survive in this evolving world, in this evolving tech market?
Sorry, is that a question for
Yeah,
people who have employees?
yes. How can organizations support their employees?
Hmm. I mean, if you value your organization and you value your organization's competitiveness, you definitely value skilling your workforce, because you don't want to be, one, lacking in ideas and innovation within your company, and two, lacking in people who are motivated to do their work. So the studies show that, people who have opportunities to learn on the job and have opportunities for professional and personal development show more commitment, are more productive within the organization. So statistically as well, like if you're trying to continue to be a profitable and innovative organization, then you should be investing in your people and also investing in their personal and professional growth. So I'd be a bit worried if there's organizations out there who are not investing in their people and are expecting the best results, right? So I would say it's that simple. It's about understanding what are the skills that you have within your organization, and what are the skills that are lacking, what are the gaps that folks have in your organization, and figuring out what are the best methods of learning and giving your team the space to do that. It might not always be the easiest thing, but there's a story about the early days of Google, where every member of the team had one day, so 1 out of 5 working days, to just work on like personal projects. So the core 4 days were like your day to day, your task, maybe you're a project manager or product manager, whatever that is, and then you had they call it the 80-20%. So 20% of your time was you could do whatever you wanted to do. And that's where products like Gmail came out of. That's where other products like, I mean, not everything was as successful as maybe Gmail. Like they had this Google shoe, for example, at one point, which obviously wasn't was never really hit market or anything like that, was profitable. But that's where that space to innovate. And this was when Google was a startup, right? Although it was a tech startup and they probably had raised a bunch of money and could allow that. But I think just that sort of mindset of allowing innovation to thrive is where sort of that profitability and innovation and passion and skills will align.
Thank you so much. So before we move on to Oluwaseun, so do you have any final comment for our committee members? Oluwatamilore, final words, advice for our committee members? Oluwatamilore, so I was asking if you have any final words for our committee members here before we move on to Oluwaseun.
Also, I thought that was Oluwaseun. Apologies. Actually, Oluwaseun, why don't you go and I can wrap up because I just want to collect my thoughts. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, yes. So sorry. So we'll move on to Oluwaseun, and I mean the question is very simple because Oluwaseun is doing a lot in this regard, and it is how can we help communities with limited access to digital tools? How can they be future ready? How can we help these communities?
Great question, by the way. And by the way, I lead the operations of a national project that's focused mainly on that and training people at that scale and dealing with some of the constraints, especially this constraint that you just mentioned. It's actually a lot more difficult than I know. I assume that the work will be difficult, but it's been a bit more difficult than I thought it would be. But again, I can share some of the things that we're currently experimenting with. Some are producing better results than others, but I'll share all the same. And the first thing that we kind of again, just to emphasize some of this challenge that you mentioned, the digital access. So in some areas there are no power or electricity in some, and we need to cover them because it's a national stuff. You can't cherry pick, right? There are places where there are no internet, and there are places that even the literacy level is a bit low. So how we tackle the problem, for example, is that online basically doesn't work. So you need to think about more offline strategy, or online alone cannot work. So what we did basically is to like launch out a massive strategy through what we call advanced learning centers. So these are physical locations within these communities where people can just go in and learn. So there are always like laptops there, and those locations are equipped as well with internet. So we partner with private organizations, but also the government also has like physical infrastructures in many of these difficult to reach places as well. But I achieved, thankfully, to the honorable ministers, a lot of effort as well when it comes to about thinking about internet and the usage and all that. So that's also one key thing that we're doing. So we've seen a lot of results coming from there. Just physical locations where people can learn, there are systems, there is internet, and there is power. One other thing that we're seeing that is very useful, which is also a very strong strategic push by DSN as well, is community. Realize that community people learning in groups and supporting themselves in the way they can, even when the instructors left, when they are okay, there's no more content online, goes a long way. What we started seeing is that people even self-organize outside of even our own structure to ensure that they can all learn together. So that's also been showing really good results. Another thing that we are also trying is because we don't have as much physical centers as we would probably would love, we're now beginning to explore, moving even beyond these guys to now saying, what, let's talk with academic institutions. And the interesting thing that has even happened now is even we are going to see religious organizations even tapping, and they're saying, see, you almost have every religious organization in these difficult or hard to reach areas. So there are people that are now coming to say, what, we have a big space, we want our people empowered. How can we come in and how can we support? So we're speaking with, interestingly, churches and our mosques as well to see how they can also self-organize with our support to see how they can also provide learning to people as well. So quite an interesting space. And more importantly, right now, I'm looking forward to that project as well. We're also working on, projects like if you follow 3MTT quite close, a lot of people, we give them laptops as well. At least those people that we see that are really committed, we give them like laptops to start their journey. And one thing that we're hoping to do next year is to be able to do that on a larger scale. It's not going to be very easy, but we are very optimistic based on initial conversations that we had with different organizations and funders and development organizations. I think it's possible that we can do way more than we are doing, especially in terms of device financing, device support, and or ultimately again you understand that the HM has this big agenda of getting more fiber optic cables into the country and increasing the speed, but also the quality and distribution point of internet in the country. So we're seeing that we're hoping that all of these things culminate into a way where into a point and a time or stage in Nigeria where your location wouldn't be an hindrance anymore to you learning or picking up skills. That would not be based on your own desire or hunger to really learn. But are there still barriers? There are. And maybe one more thing that I didn't mention is also the language barrier as well. That's also a big one. You understand? So how can we also provide learning in people's mother tongue, and they can still also learn and pick these things up? So those are like very massive problems, but we are chipping at it bit by bit, and hopefully we'll be able to make progress. And all of this progress will compound in time. So those are some of the thoughts that I have around that area.
Thank you for sharing these practical examples. Yeah, I mean, you hit it, and I don't even know how much I can thank you enough. We called for 20 minutes and this is us eating 40 minutes already. Thank you so much, Oluwatamilore. Thank you so much, Oluwaseun, for doing this for us, for doing this for the community. So I will be taking our final comments, final remarks. Yeah, because we still have some other things for this session, packed for our community members. So Oluwatamilore, final comment, final remark for our committee members as they prepare for 2026.
Stay curious and keep learning.
Spot on. Thank you so much. Final word to Oluwaseun.
Maybe I hope. Okay, so let me just go straight with it. For me, is I've seen all my life because I spent my life or my entire career majorly in around tech and education, and I've seen lives drastically change within a very short period of time of intense sacrifice and study. And I'm always at all to just see those things change. See people come in not knowing that much, give them 6 months and their life is completely changed based on the new level of knowledge and skill that they've developed over that period of time. Some it takes longer, but I've seen lives drastically change, including mine. That's what I can say, and what I would my encouragement to you, like number one, take a bet on yourself, learn something, contribute, try to build. You have more potential in you than you could ever imagine. And I just say, like my younger brother would say, just lock in, uh, take a bet on yourself, and go all out to learn something new that can really help. So that is my own contribution. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you once again. Thank you, Oluwatamilore. Thank you, Oluwaseun. Please let's appreciate them in the chat. Let's react with our favorite emojis. I mean, it's been a knowledge-filled session, and everybody can attest to this. So, like I said, I will not be able to take questions from the chat, but this is our people. They're always available for us. We're going to be sharing their details. So, if anything is still bothering, yeah, so you will be able to reach out to them. We appreciate you for your time again, Oluwaseun, Oluwatamilore, and we do have this kind of events, and if we call on you, we know you will definitely still answer us again. Thank you, and do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye, Oluwaseun. Bye, Oluwatamilore. Yes, so quickly we move on to the next part of this session, and yes, so I'll just bring up my screen. Yes, so next on my screen is the community spotlight. I mean, every year we spotlight our communities who have done exceptionally well, exceptionally because all our community do deliver, but we are just spotlighting I mean, the very first top 3 of our community, and this is DSN Foots Me now. And then the next is DSN Footer, and I mean, DSN Footer won the AI School of the Year award at the just concluded AI Bootcamp, and the other community is the DSN Abuja community, which is a city community. You can see all their interactions. This speaks to how we're able to democratize learning at Data Science Nigeria through our communities. Yes, so we are moving on quickly to our second form quiz for today. I hope we are ready for my second form quiz session. The code is up. All you need to do is to type quiz.com in your favorite browser, and then you can get in. Once I have 30 people on this game, I'm going to be starting immediately. Yes, because our time is fast spent, and we also want to make sure that we do this quickly so that you can get back to what you've been doing. So I have one person joined in already. The code is 017888. Yes, so let's start joining. So after this phone quiz, we are going to be listening to the community special announcement for 2026. All the plans that we have for you. I'm going to be bringing Anu on board to share the plans that we have for you in 2026, and then we take a closing remark and photo shoot. I have 26 people in already. Can I have 20 more so that I can start this game? 29, 30. Let's join in. Counting down to 10, and then I'm counting down from 10, and then we get started. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So we start the game. So this is just going to be 5 questions based on what I believe you have listened to from our panelist session. Yeah, so this is just going to be 5 questions based on what you've listened to just now. So Oluwatamilore Oni is a senior program manager at where? Center for Public Impact, Center for Private Impact, Center for Prosecution Impact, Center for Public Indigenous. If you've listened very well, you are going to pick this even without looking at the answers. And the answer is Center for Public Impact. So we'll move on to the next question. When a skill becomes obsolete, what is the most effective transition strategy? When a skill becomes obsolete, what is the most effective transition strategy? Will you panic to quickly pick another one? Will you deny the change and continue using outdated method? Will you blame external factors and resist adaptation? Or will you identify transferable elements and map them to emerging skills? And the answer is right there. So we'll move on to the third question. Oluwaseun currently leads programs, operations, and delivery for who? Federal government, Kibo School, Ogun State government, and QMTT. The answers are rushing in, and the answers are rushing in, and the answer is 3MTT. The fourth question. Which skill category will matter most in the next decade according to future of work trends? Like I said, this is a game of speed and accuracy. So while trying to make sure that you pick the answer quickly, make sure you also pick the right answer. Adaptive thinking, creativity, and emotional intelligence is the correct answer. And the final question for this round. List the steps to become a professional in a field. List the steps, arrange them in the appropriate order. And the answers are arranging. The steps is, the first thing is to build a foundational knowledge. The next is to gain experience. The next is to get a professional network, join a community. And the last is to keep iterating, keep learning. And the third position goes to Chinwe with 5,150 points. The second position goes to Ed Mosby with 5,496 points. And the third position goes to David with 5,770. Congratulations to our winners. Congratulations, congratulations. We are going to be announcing the rewards shortly. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for participating in the fun quiz session. And we'll move quickly to the next session, which I'm going to be bringing Anu in to tell us the plan that we'll have for you in the community for the coming year.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you, everyone. Can you celebrate yourself there? Can we celebrate ourselves? It's been a very amazing session. We all tired. Please don't be tired. It's very important to listen to the next set of, let's say, information, because it's going to shape what our next year is going to look like. Whoever is ready, can I see the thumbs up if you are ready to hear that? If you are ready to hear that, can I see your thumbs up? You're ready? Yes, you're super ready. Good. So we have quite a lot of information lined next year, and like I said, this to be super mega than what we've had. I think we'll start off with announcing our annual learning calendar, which spans through from January till December. So January, you need to get yourselves prepared. Learning across board will kick off with our DSN community meetup and mentorship session. You can see how we've highlighted that. Then moving to professional meetup, it's going to take place in April and August. AI Bootcamp, who is ready for AI Bootcamp? AI Bootcamp is going to run as far as from February to October, and whole year plan, which I'm sure everyone needs to get themselves prepared for this. Also, AI for Kids and Teens is scheduled to hold in May and September, all things being equal. Then end of the year meetup, another occasion of this session will take place December 11th next year. Whilst our geospatial community are going to have monthly sessions as highlighted on the screen. Ladies in AI event is also scheduled quarterly for 9th, 15th, and 11th for each of those months, as stated up there. Then for our research event and masterclass, we're going to be having our first research event and mastercard for March 7th and 28th. So please take note of that. Then project participation and hackathon will take place for March, June, and September. So please be on the lookout for this calendar. It's going to be shared on our website. You can also visit the website, and I'm sure this is also going to be dropped on each and every of the community platforms. Then the next thing that I said I would also want to speak to, can we move to the next thing that I want to speak to? As you're aware that DSN is an organization that is we're very, very keen on your growth, and not just only your growth, you're very keen on benefits that you have as a community member. So happy to let you know that we're bringing to you one of the very major part of our business that we call talent as a service. So we call it DSN Talent as a Service. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will be asking, what exactly is DSN Talent as a Service? So our current side of our business that we run, that we call DSN Talent as a Service, is that service that allows you as a talent to earn. So which means you can be in Nigeria, you're earning by working for maybe an international company, earning in foreign currency and being able to also contribute to the work that is being done at the global level. So it can be a local payment, or it can be a foreign payment. So we're bringing that to DSN community. And how can you be part of it? So I'm sure you are. I can see the reactions in now. Yes, a lot of people are so happy. Yes. How can you be part of that? So now we have put together a structured framework which will kick off immediately after this session. So I want to suggest that you be on the lookout for this. It will kick off immediately after this session. Now, as part of what we're doing, we're going to be doing an all community-wide access and talent vetting. So that, okay, at the end of this exercise, we want everyone to be mapped to their actual badge and the tier that they belong to. Now, never get to be scared or afraid of what is going to be. Oh, what if I belong to tier one? Does it mean, would that mean that I'm unable to, I won't be able to get maybe a slot or an opportunity? Don't be scared. I can tell you for a fact, what it means is opportunities that actually applies to your tier will be mapped to you. I mean, we have a lot of partners who need a lot of our talent, and we believe the best bet or the best place to get this out would definitely be through our community members. So in order to make this scheme work, which you are bringing to the community, I also want to suggest clearly to say that, okay, I want your support in making this exercise that the community team are going to be initiating to work. So what happens is we're going to be taking your entry, which I'm sure a lot of you have for now. But in order to structure this in a proper way through the talent as a service framework, right? We're going to be taking your entry to get your preliminary skills. And as soon as we're done with that, we're moving into the second pillar, which is vetting those skills to map you to the actual standard. Now, if you call yourself an AI engineer, and based on all the learnings you've exposed yourself to, would need to expose you or access that in order to map you accordingly, so that when opportunities are bound, when all those opportunities, job mapping, quick tasks that needs to be done is expected to be done, we won't need to get across to you. We'll just reach out to you. Abdulaziz, we have a task, we have a request from one of our partners in the US is asking for an AI engineer. They need to map you to a particular task, and it works pretty well. Before you know it, you're working in Nigeria and are getting paid for a project that you did for someone in the US or maybe someone in the UK. So I'm sure that a lot of us are really looking forward to this. And how to make this work, like I said, be on the lookout through the community pages or platforms. I'm sure the team are going to be reaching out to you. Please kindly jump on this because it is on a first come, first serve basis. We're going to be rolling this out in batches. So, which means for every of our active community members now, we are going to be running this assessment within this period to be sure that for all of the immediate opportunities we have into the new year, we are super ready. We are very, very super ready to launch you on to be making those opportunities, I mean, count for yourself. So we see this as one of our pillars as DSN to give back to our community. So not just giving you the skills, but giving you the benefit of you being able to use your skill to make a source of income or learning for yourself. So I'm hopeful that everyone will be able to participate in this scheme, and you're going to give it the necessary and super support that is expected. So across the four pillars, you're going to be having access to vetted opportunities. I mean, endless job. So this is saving you from a lot of job hunting. You're looking around for job and all of that. The job are there. So we just need to access to be sure that you're qualified to be able to take this. Then flexible work arrangement at the comfort of your house. You're able to take the job that is expected and you're good to go. Then the third thing is professional growth and networking. So from here, you can meet fellow colleagues that are on the same tier with you because you're going to be badged. So which means I belong to DSN community, but my badge is say maybe silver badge or gold badge. For everyone that is within the gold badge, you can connect, you can share ideas, and you can also you can express yourself. Then the last part is, like I said, competitive and fair pay compensation. Of course, you're going to be paid for every of your tasks that you do because you're being connected to an international project, which can also be something you're going to reference in your curriculum, in your CV. So I would love for us to support this, as I said, and we're going to be rolling this out immediately after this session. Please be on the lookout for it. Kindly subscribe to it and follow through on all the assessment process to get you ready so that you can be thoroughly tagged, mapped, tiered, and be ready to take on the world. So thank you very much, everyone. I don't know if there's any other thing I would need to take on deck, Bukumi, before I hand over to my colleague who is also on the call. Thank you so very much. I can see, yes, good. I can see that coming. Awesome. So I'll hand over to my colleague shortly to take it on from there. Thank you so much, everyone. Bukumi, over to you.
Thank you so much, Anu. Thank you for doing justice. So, like you said, be on the lookout. We are going to be rolling this out. We are planning for you for 2026. So we've come to the end of the session, and I'll be bringing Chinazo, our Director of AI Solutions Delivery at Data Science Nigeria, to close the event, the DSN 2025 Community Meetup for 2025. Hi, Chinazo, please confirm you can hear us.
Hi, Bukumi. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Good evening, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you everyone for making our time to participate in this end of the year program. It's been an awesome engagement, and we hope that you take every single information that has been shared at this event back with you. You do not leave it while enjoying Christmas. There's another year there's 2026 to come, and it will be awesome for you to plan with DSN community in mind, so that you can participate in all the activities that the awesome team has carefully curated for you. You saw the calendar that was shared for 2026, and just like Anu mentioned, there is lots and lots of benefits in participating with what has been shared with you. So it's been awesome engaging with you. Thank you all so much, and have a fantastic holiday. Bye.
Thank you so much, Chinazo. So for all our quiz winners, please reach out to AI@datasciencenigeria.ai to claim your rewards. You won yourself an airtime voucher for being the top winner for this phone quiz session. So please reach out to AI@datasciencenigeria.ai to claim your reward. Thank you, everyone. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Bye.
With applications, same thing with coding or apps within an organization. The faster you're able to build apps, the more apps will be required of you.
There's no way one person can get things done. So having that collaborative mindset, heartbeat for progress, I think that's what I'll say. If you really want to be able to make a difference, you need to be able to identify people that have shared values. You need to be able to identify what you can do by yourself or within your ecosystem and stakeholders, and also identify what you need, maybe nationally or regionally in Africa and even globally.
Remember